Everybody, I'm here to teach you something today that I think will be helpful in your long-term education, but also in these specific classes that I'm discussing. Today is English 311, but others are coming as well. So, the topic today is how to read a rubric and how to earn the most points based on the rubric, okay? Here at Nightingale, we grade solely on the rubric. There's other feedback given, but the points come to you through these different sections in the rubric. As you can see, there's different points and levels in here that often get referred to between faculty, but I'm not sure with learners if they get referred to. But every rubric is different and every assignment is different, so that's why every rubric is different. Here in English 311, we have descriptions under each criteria that kind of give more details on what we're looking for as instructors, and then what level of how you are meeting the guidelines or not is this level in here. So specifically what you want to do and when you're doing your assignments is look at the rubric. Make sure you've completed everything it's asking for in here, as well as what it's asking for up here in the assignment. So, to get exemplary on an assignment like this, you need to meet the minimum length. Don't go over, of course, because we don't need a huge long assignment, just something that meets the length. That your paragraphs are developed and your work shows flow and transitions are used if needed. That would earn you a full points. In this section, I think you would lose points if you went over, like I said, or if your assignment is too short. You could get dock points in here too. The lesser points might come out if transitions are missed or if it doesn't make sense and paragraphs are out of order. In the body criteria, this is where a lot of instructors will use to dock points if the requirements of the assignment is lacking in some way or something is missing, right? This is the best place for that. If you have one paragraph instead of 3 or whatever it's asking for in the assignment, this is the place where most of the points are sitting, right? 25 points in both of these, so something to think about. All right, formatting is really specific to each assignment. This one is a memo or an email assignment, so you have to look for the layout and design, text design options that have already been taught in the class, as well as what's being taught in the reading during the week. For formatting. And if all else fails, it should mention APA. It doesn't in this assignment because we haven't taught that yet in English 311 by week 6. So that's not required of you. However, previously in week 5, there's a whole section on layout, topography, and design. So what we're looking for is something creative, right? Use what you learned in week 5 to make your week 6 assignment great. Typically, instructors will dock points here if it's just one paragraph, if it's just, for lack of a better word, paragraphs, bulky paragraphs, or black and white. Be creative here. Use some color, add in white space, whatever you think is appropriate for a memo or an email like this. In mechanics, what we're looking for is really like spelling, punctuation, grammar. And this really only gets docked if there's like a lot of issues or really if it's unreadable, right? If we can't understand what you're saying in your memo or email, then instructors will dock here. Potentially just one, but it depends on how bad it is, right? Make sure that you get your spelling checked and your grammar checked, which you can do with the Writing Center. There's so many options and tools here for you in mechanics. This assignment has a reflection, so this one is usually that it is included, that you've answered the questions included. If we scroll back up here, there's 2 questions here to answer in the reflection at the end of the assignment. So specifically for this one, you'll want a new page for your reflection because you've just formatted this beautiful memo or email, and we want you to just write and answer the questions. So start a new page for your reflection, and then just make sure you answer all the questions in the assignment. That's how you get full points, and that's how you read a rubric. So make sure you look through each one as each assignment comes through and ask questions of your instructor. That's what we're here for. Please reach out if you have any questions for us on this topic. And again, have a great day.